TBR jar to do so. Oh no. Completing my goals here. Hello everyone and welcome back to another video. For this video, I did a little reading vlog of me reading my September TBR. For those who did not see that video, you should go and watch that of me picking my September TBR. Basically, I ended up with 4 books and those were Nothing Like the Movies, Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone, Onyx Storm, and Golden Sun. I did a little TBR reading vlog, so here's how that went. Okay, I just worked out. Ignore that. This is part 1 of my reading through my September TBR. We are starting out with Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone, and I really want to read this and then watch the movie. And honestly, it's only like 300 pages and the text is really big, so I think I should be able to get through it pretty quick, but let's see. On page 228 now, so I am getting pretty close to being done. I think there's only about 300 pages in this book, so I am getting really close. Just so everyone is aware, I have seen this movie like a billion times, but I will say it's still such a different experience reading the book. Like, even Dumbledore, I think he's so much more like whimsical in the books than he is in the movie. I feel like in the movie he comes off very serious, and in this, he's a little more fun. I wonder what it would have been like to read this, like, when they were coming out without knowing what happens. I feel like that would have been so much more intriguing to, like, be guessing what's happening. I wonder if I would have, like, guessed everything that is going to happen just based off reading. It's so cute. I'm really enjoying how nostalgic reading this has been. And also, it just makes me want butterbeer and to watch the movie. So I'm probably going to do that after I finish it. Hello bestie gal friends, because pretty sure most people watching my YouTube channel are the girly pops. Anyways, I'm on book number 2 of my reading my September TBR. It's Nothing Like the Movies, which is the second book after Better Than the Movies by Lynn Painter. And I absolutely love Better Than the Movies. It was a 5-star read for me. I love a little YA rom-com, and so I'm excited to read this, but I'm also very nervous because in the description of the book they talk about how Wes and Liz are no longer together, and that makes me very sad, but I'm hoping they'll figure things out by the end of this, because can't be a rom-com without the rom. So here's to hoping for the best. Update from page 404, I think. She's killing me. She's actually gonna kill me. That's the update. I just finished the book. That was so good. It's so good. I was so scared to read this because of so many things that I had heard about it. And I do agree with some of it. Like, so much of how Liz changed was really frustrating to read. But at the same time, you understand, like, she's protecting herself from the things that happened and the reason that they aren't together in the beginning of this book. And just to see how they change and evolve and she kind of gets her light back is so incredible. And I just love it. This book feels like you're watching a rom-com in the best way possible, and it's so good. Like, there are parts of it that you get so amped up about that you just wish she was acting different or she understood it, but at the same time it's so relatable and it just keeps you reading. And I couldn't put this book down, and 5 stars. It has to be an immediate 5 stars because I have the feeling. I haven't had the feeling in so long, and I'm so glad I finally read this.
3 days later.
Hello friends, we are back again. And it is the last day of September, I think. What day is it? Yeah, today is the last day of September. It is September 30th, and I've read 2 of the 4 books on my September TBR. There was a lot of other books that I read for different videos this month. I've already read 6 books this month, but only 2 of them have been from my September TBR. And I might really be pushing my luck here, but I really want to see if I can read 1 more book from my September TBR today. It's probably not going to be Onyx Storm because that book is really thick. So it's probably going to be Golden Sun by Pierce Brown. The issue is I just looked on Spotify because in order for me to be able to read this book within the day, I'm going to have to be really grinding through it. And the book is 19 hours long on Spotify. So I can do that in like 2x speed and get that down to like 8 hours while I'm listening at least. But I also have kind of a busy day today, so we're gonna see how this goes. I don't know if that's gonna go well, but we're gonna try our best. And my baby just woke up, so we're just gonna have it playing in the background throughout the day today.
Golden Sun by Pierce Brown.
So technically, I only read 2 of the books that I picked for last month. I was definitely expecting to get through all 4 of these books by the end of September, but it is now October 1st and that did not happen. So I did read 6 or 7 books in September, but not all of them were just from the TBR that I had set. A lot of them were also from my TBR, so we did get that number down a lot, but it just was a little different than expected. And then at the end, you did see me start listening to The Golden Sun. Honestly, this is just not the type of book that I feel like you can do audiobook with. Like for me, I feel like I'm gonna actually have to like sit down and pay fully 100% attention to this book while I read it, just because there were so many characters from the last book that I obviously need to remember. And then there's a lot going on like in the world building and in the actual plot that it's not just like something light and fluffy I can listen to. Like it's definitely a lot easier to do that with like a rom-com than it is with Golden Sun. So I have soft DNF'd this for now, but I do plan on coming back to it, just not right now. I'm really not in the mood for it right now, so we're going to give this one another chance at another date. To give you my full reviews on Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone and Nothing Like the Movies, you know, when you think about Harry Potter, I honestly think I forget that it was intentionally made for kids, like it's a kid's story. But there is some definite darker things that are happening in the series that made me kind of like forget like, oh yeah, this is a kid's book. I did enjoy the read, but it definitely was for like a younger age. But I love it so much because of the nostalgic feeling that you get when you read a book like this from your childhood and you grew up reading and loving. I think I gave it 4 stars. I think I gave it 4 stars because honestly, it's amazing for a children's book. Like you can't judge it to the same criteria that you're judging a book that's age appropriate to you and your rating level. But I did like how it was written. It was easy to follow. It's definitely ones that I will let my kids read one day. And it was super fun because after I finished it, I was able to watch the movie and I did a whole little themed date for my husband and I. And it was so much fun to be able to do that. For those of you who truly don't know anything about Harry Potter, which honestly I would be kind of shocked if you didn't, considering how popular it is and how long it's been out. Basically, it is about a boy who grows up in the normal world thinking that he is completely normal with a normal family. He is extremely mistreated by his aunt and uncle who he's now living with. His parents have passed away. Then he gets a letter saying that he was accepted to a wizard school and that he is a wizard. And it talks just about his adventure at wizard school and meeting different friends and people there and his experience his experience learning about his new life as a wizard and a lot about his past that he was unaware of. So I gave it 4 stars and it was extremely nostalgic. The movie is obviously amazing. If you haven't read the book or seen the movie, I would recommend both. The next book that I read from my September TBR is Nothing Like the Movies. And I think I said in the video when I picked this book how nervous I was to read it because of so many things that I've heard around it. If you can see the first book right here. I love the series. I have all of my Lynn Painter books like right front and center with the quote from Better Than the Movies framed. So I love this book. It's obviously one of my 6-star reads. So when I went into Nothing Like the Movies, I was already devastated to hear that they were no longer together in the beginning of this book. And that's not a spoiler, it is in the description that they're no longer together. But seeing what happened and what was going on in Wes's life was honestly really heartbreaking to read about, and the things that he was enduring on his own were so hard to read. It was also very sad to read about the ways that Liz has changed as well. So you know that things ended and they didn't end super well between them. And so it changed Liz a ton. Like, she kind of didn't believe in love anymore. And in Better Than the Movies, we just love her because she's such a romantic. And in this book, the people who are around her, this is 2 years later, by the way, the people who are around her now say that like she is not romantic, she's not into any of like the lovey-dovey things like that, and they couldn't believe that like Wes thought she was going to be interested in that. So that was like so sad to read about because I was like, oh, that's like one of the reasons why we love Liz so much. But I will say I loved this book. It was so hard for me to put it down. I was flipping through the pages like crazy. I think it ended exactly how it needed to. They were able to kind of reconnect and get to know each other and
fall in love again and again, fall in love again and again.
I'm not gonna say anything, but that's the song that's going through my head when I read this. I love how Lynn Painter writes with the music in the background, because anytime she mentioned a song, I would play it and it helped me like set the scene so much better in my head while I was reading. So that was really fun to do. So for this one, I did rate it 5 stars. I will say I don't think it's as much as like a 6-star read as Better Than the Movies was, but you can't expect that with every book that you read. So definitely 5 stars. And I absolutely loved this book. And the last book that was on my September TBR that I did not even get a chance to attempt to read was Onyx Storm. And today, since I didn't get to fully read through my September TBR, I'm also going to be selecting my October TBR today, which I'm very excited to do. And I'm going to be using none other than my trusty TBR jar to do so. I'm automatically placing Onyx Storm onto my October TBR just because I really want to get up to date. I'm at such a cliffhanger with Iron Flame, and so this is automatically going onto my TBR. Plus, I feel like the vibes are going to be perfect for October, so I'm very excited about that. I'm only gonna do 4 books again, because I'm assuming there will be other books that I'm going to be having to read in the midst of this month for other videos. And so I'm really gonna try and focus on these books, but we will see what we can do. First prompt. Ooh, a book that's been made into a show. I know exactly what book I'm going to pick for that. It's a TV show that my mom is absolutely obsessed with, and she's been trying to get me to watch the show, but I told her that I own the book and I can't watch the show until I read the book. Oh my gosh, why did it take me so long to be able to say that? Okay, the second prompt. A book with a green tag. Oh no. For those who don't know, the green tags are like my nonfiction books. So that means I'm gonna have to read a nonfiction book this month, which I was not expecting to do, but it's not a bad thing. It'll help me learn something. But we will look through my books and see one that I can read. It'll help me. It'll be good. It'll teach me something, right? It's fine. And the last tag. Historical fiction. Oh my gosh, we are seriously like all over the place this month with the books that we have selected, because obviously we have Onyx Storm, so that is upside down. That is one of my picks for this month, and that is obviously a fantasy, and then a historical fiction, a non-fiction, and a book that's been made into a TV show. That is like very broad for this month. So I'm gonna slip this back and pick out the books that we're gonna be reading this month. Okay, everyone, we have selected our books. We have 4 books decided on today. Obviously, Onyx Storm is a repeat from last month that I am determined to get through this month. For a book that was made into a TV show, we have Lessons in Chemistry. My mom has told me so much about this TV show, and so I'm very excited to read this book so that I can finally watch this show and talk about it with my mom. Honestly, I don't know too much about it. Yeah, okay, so she is a scientist in the 1960s, and she uses her knowledge in science to help her cook, and she starts a cooking show. I think it's supposed to be pretty funny, so I'm excited for something light, especially after this one. This one will make me very happy, I think. I hope. I've heard it's so good, and so I'm excited to read it. For the next one, a book with a green tag, a nonfiction book, that's what the green tag means. I'm gonna be reading Even This, or Getting to the Place Where You Can Trust God with Anything, Even This. And it's by Emily Bell Freeman. I've read one more book from her, and it was called Grace Where You Are. I absolutely loved Grace Where You Are, and I'm very excited to read Even This. I have started it before, but I didn't get past like the first 20 pages. So I'm excited to read a nonfiction book and learn something and grow spiritually, and I think that that is an amazing thing. The last book is a historical fiction. The book that I picked is none other than All the Light We Cannot See. I've been wanting to read this book for so long. I have always loved learning more about World War II and reading about different things that could be going on during that time. That might be weird. What's that thing where it's like people have their different like historical hyperfixations or something like that? Anyways, I think World War II is one of mine. Even though it was such a horrible thing that was going on, it's just crazy to me that that actually happened. But moving on. I am very excited to read this book, All the Light We Cannot See. If you watched my video in which I bought this book, then you would know that I accidentally bought the large print version, which means that this book is thick. This copy is 767 pages. It shouldn't actually be. I just picked the large print version. So I'm gonna be just spending half the time reading this book just flipping pages. Honestly, it's gonna make me feel like I'm just a super fast reader. I feel like it makes me look like so smart reading such a big book when in reality the print is just massive. So I think it's about a little girl and a little boy, and they meet and they're in like different times, and it talks about their stories converging during Nazi occupied Paris. I think. That could be really wrong. I'll tell you once I'm reading it. Those are the books that I have selected for this month. I think we have a really interesting assortment this month, and so I am very excited to get into them. Hopefully I'll actually be able to read all 4 of them this month. Let's go over the statistics for the books that I have gotten off my TBR for September. Hello everyone, we are in my computer now. I am gonna go into some of the statistics of my bookshelf, which is honestly one of my favorite parts of the video. I love seeing the numbers behind everything and seeing the percentage of books I haven't read go down. So this is my bookshelf, and basically to explain what's going on, I have every author on this side, every book that I own in the middle, and then whether I've read it or not, or if I'm currently reading it in this column. If you want to see how I did that, you can go check out my other video where I go more into depth on how I did that super easily. And then basically I add any books that I buy to this as I go. And then today, actually, I had my very smart husband set up some statistics that will automatically update as I adjust whether I've read it or not. He's literally a genius with spreadsheets, and I definitely am not. This row obviously counts how many books are yes, I have read them. This row counts the currently reading, and then this row is the TBR, or the to be read, as in I have not read them. So out of 161 books, 71 are read, 4 are currently being read. Just so you know, I went ahead and already changed the books on my TBR for this month to currently reading. And then to be read, and those are at 86. Percentage here adds the books on my TBR and the ones currently read until I change the currently read to yes. And that makes the percentage of books that still need to be read. So 55.9% of my bookshelf has not been read yet. And once I finish reading the currently reading, I will just mark those to yes. So I'm going to go in right now and I'm going to change all of the books that I read in September to yes and see how that percentage goes down. The Wedding People. And you see everything changes. I love that. Oh, I also read Call It What You Want. Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo. Yes. The Sorcerer's Stone. Yes. Read Nothing Like the Movies. And Summer of Broken Rules. Okay, yes, I also read that. So now we went from 55.9 to 52.1. So I brought that percentage down by like 4%, which honestly makes me feel really good that I'm like completing my goals here. Okay, everyone, that is the end of this video. Thank you so much for watching. I am so excited to get reading, and let me know in the comments down below what one of your October TBR books are. And don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you next time. Bye!